Let's start out by making the base of our picture consequence. Now, to begin with, you're going to create two folds in your paper. So you kind of like create a cylinder, a tall cylinder, and then you kind of press it down. And you should be able to divide your paper into thirds, which means folding it twice. Once you have it folded into thirds, you're then going to cut two lines on the first flap. You'll cut that line all the way until you reach the fold. Now, make a line with your pencil right underneath the first cut and then underneath the second cut. Once you have those two lines, you're going to cut on the other half all the way to the fold again. Now that we have our base ready to go, we're going to start by drawing our first character. So I have my paper all folded up and I'm drawing my character. The top portion is the head, the middle is the torso, and the bottom are the legs. So now you're going to flip the head away and you'll be able to see the rest of the body. We're going to make two marks where the neck is. The reason we're doing this is because your neck needs to be in the same place for all of your characters. Same with where the legs are. You're going to make two little lines so that you know where the hips should go. So your character is going to have a neck starting at that same location, and the head is at the top part. The torso is in the middle, with the hips ending in the same place where we made those two marks, and then the legs down at the bottom. Now, as you might guess, you're going to do that one more time. You're going to make those marks where the neck should be and where the hips should be. Then you'll draw your final character on the final area of our picture consequence. Now that we have our drawing, we're going to make this nice and bold by using our Sharpie marker to outline. Notice I opened my page all the way up so that if any Sharpie marker were to go through, it doesn't go onto one of my other pictures. Once all the Sharpie marker is done, I would just suggest going back with your eraser, erasing any of those pencil lines that were left behind. We're going to start with our first medium, which is going to be crayons. On one character, only one character, you're going to color with crayons. Notice how I'm going about this. I added one base color on all of the skin, but now I'm going back with additional colors. I'm going to make this more interesting, give this artwork more depth by being intentional of where I'm going to mix my colors. So I'm using multiple colors in the same area. I use some rosy cheeks. I have some yellow to kind of give some warmth. If I want to make something look like it's farther away or has shadow on it, I might add some black or some darker colors. Every single section of this character is going to have not one, at least two different crayons in the same area. We're trying to blend these crayons on top of one another. Now that we're done with our crayon character, we're going to move on to a new character. This time we're moving on to using colored pencil. Now you're going to see a lot of the same ideas that I used with the crayons. I'm blending these colors on top of each other. I'm also being really intentional of the direction my pencil is moving because I want to work with the curves of the drawing. So if I have something that I'm trying to make round, I'm going to use more of a curve. If I'm trying to make something look flat, I'm going to use a straight line. Now that we have finished our crayon and our colored pencils, we're going to move on to a third medium. This time we're going to be using graphite. Now graphite is what is inside your pencils, but you can also get graphite in different forms. So take a look at this. This is one type of a graphite stick that you could use to actually draw with. You can also use paper towel. You're going to see sometimes I'm going in here and actually blending the paper towel across my graphite and it's smudging it together. Another tool that you can use when you're using graphite is your eraser. So once you've laid down some graphite, you can go ahead with either a large eraser or one at the end of your pencil, and you can give a little extra detail like what you're seeing here. Now, with that pencil, of course, you can use the graphite right in your pencil, one that you're very used to using. When you are using your graphite, you're going to probably go back and forth from your graphite stick to your pencil to your eraser and then to your paper towel. You'll just keep going back and forth. Show some light and some dark values when you're using your graphite. Okay, graphite is now complete, almost. Actually, what we have to do to finish this up is use our eraser to make it nice and crisp and clean. So I'm getting rid of all the graphite in the places that I really don't want it. So if it's outside of my picture, I'm erasing it. Okay, there we go. We have all three characters done. Our crayon, our colored pencil, and our graphite was used. And now we have a completed picture consequence. The fun part about this is changing up our characters by flipping these pieces of paper, and our characters become all brand new characters. Tons of fun.